our day, oh, jeepers. Our day started surprisingly well. The horses trained well. I was happy with them. I was happy from the input. I talked to Tyler a little bit more. You guys will hear from him this week about the babies he went with. I talked to Jason. I talked to Amy. I was happy with what I saw, and then afterwards what I heard from the trainers today. Got to the Meadows. Was very happy with the way both horses raced. Bluebird Tuxedo Hill, I didn't know what to think. He's got a whole bunch of so-so lines, and I haven't seen him in a long time. He raced good. The last 100 yards, he was trotting as hard as he could trot. Trotted a mile 59. That's the first time. Well, that's easily his fastest mile by, I don't know, 2, 3, 4 seconds. Thought the horse raced well. Really well. And then Never Lose Felix. I will tell you this about Never Lose Felix. So he's a little bit of a picky eater. So he doesn't carry a ton of weight. He's certainly not skinny, but he doesn't carry a ton of weight. And I said it as plainly as I could and as literal and easy as I could to Tim after. The more he eats, the more weight he puts on, the stronger he'll get. This horse will get better and better and better and better. We're not even scratching the surface on Never Lose Felix. I think there's a much, much, much better horse in there than the one that we've seen even today. And today was a good mile. Second just beat 58 and a piece, whacked it out. And you could tell when he made front. I could tell when he made front. He just felt he wasn't sure of what to do, right? Wasn't certain of what to do. And I don't want to say he was easy prey, but that was not his best outing. I just feel there's so much more in there. I look at his gait. I watched the replay 2 or 3 times. I look at his gait, and I was just really pleased with what I saw from the horse today. Very, very happy with both those colts. And although they were second and third, I was pleased with what I saw. I'm sure you were too. There's no way you could watch those horses race and say, terrible. Just thought they looked good. Now, I can't say that Bluebird Tuxedo Hill is going to be any sort of stake horse. But it might be a useful horse for a bit anyway, until we get a real good look under the hood. And Never Lose Felix, as I said, I have no idea what he is, but he's got lots on the horizon and lots to do. So those were the two at the Meadows. I'm on my way back. I watched Vehement race. I knew it was going to be tough. One, you guys know his schedule, and I feel terrible for the horse. I feel terrible for my partners on the horse. You know what kind of a horrible schedule this poor horse has had over the last 3, 4, 5 months. Not weeks, months. And put on the shelf for 2 weeks, no fault of his own. The rail is not a good place for this guy to leave. Everything just has not gone his way. You'd have to think that the pendulum would have to swing the other way, and this horse would draw good, feel good, get away from the gate good, and become the racehorse that he just always appears that he's on the cusp of becoming. But 6 trotted him 58 and a piece, 59. Can't help but be better moving forward, but we do got to think. Again, it's one of these situations where I think we got to stop, take everything off him, step back, and say, now what? It just seems to me that here's a horse with way too much experience to be getting out of gear like that coming off the car, especially from a horse I know can leave, because I left with him in the qualifier, the first qualifier. If you remember, I had the 8-hole crossed right over in front of everybody. So there is some speed in there off the car. I think we are, the problem is, if we raced him every week, we would be able to tinker with him. But when he races every 10 days to 2 weeks to 20 days, it's really hard to go through that process. Anyway, and then to come here, and it was just an extension of watching Vehement driving Century Legion. That was not Century Legion tonight. I don't know whether it was the corks, still the winter corks on a muddy, muddy track. I don't know what it was. And he was making noise in the first turn, too. He might be a little bit sick, maybe. I could hear him making noise in the first turn. That horse has pulled since the day we had him going. He's been pulling for well over a year, has never made a noise, and he had no reason to make a noise tonight. Like, I scored him down and let him, but I never wrestled with him the entire post parade. He just wouldn't settle. Something was bothering him. I couldn't detect any lameness. Nothing that I could see. A little rolly in the straights, same way he always is. But very little power, very rough, and just not himself at all tonight. That was not Century Legion. As I said to Jason, you could tell his back was tight as a bugger after the race. So we got to work on that back. That's got to be secondary from somewhere else. We got to strip him down, take all of the cork off of this horse, and reassess what he needs to look like, because that is not the horse that we trained down. That is not the horse that was second his first start in the hobbles. That was not the horse that comes screaming up the inside to win. That was not the horse I even hit the wheel with last week. That was the poorest version of that animal. So step 1, figure out why. Step 2, fix it. Step 3, get him back in to go in proper order. So I guess a bit of a 50-50 day, right? 2 good miles from 2 horses that had a lot of question marks hanging over them. And 2 poor miles from 2 horses we had hopes on, right? Yeah, he was off time, missed time, but he trained up tight, vehement. Didn't get away well, spotted the field a million lengths, circled up, was beat what? 6 lengths, 5 lengths? Must have trotted in 59, 58 in a bit. And then Century Legion. As I said, that's not Century Legion. So we'll get to the bottom of that. Tomorrow is going to be a good day. As I said to everybody, Admiral Dio is not going tomorrow. I don't know why he was left on the sheet. I think maybe I misunderstood. Maybe Jason spoke to the judges after they'd already had the draw done and they realized what was going on. He needed 14 days off. When we pull a horse up, it's an automatic 14-day, I don't want to say, there's no better word I can think of right now, suspension. The horse is on the list for 14 days, so he physically is not allowed to qualify tomorrow. But he'll qualify sharply next week. We are going to school him tomorrow. And that might be better off anyway. Just to make sure everything's okay with him, we'll school him tomorrow. Listen to his heart after the warm-up, listen to his heart after the schooler, make sure everything's all right. Now, I won't be here after the second qualifier. I'm here for Grand Slam Dio and Melisandre. I know Marco and a lot of my partners are going to want me to go with Westland Warrior. I just can't tomorrow. That is what I committed to long before the qualifiers were drawn weeks ago. I hoped that they would have more than 2 qualifiers of trotters, but they did not. So that is the hand we're dealt. We're going to play it the best we can. Tyler is going to go with Westland Warrior, and Justin Irvine is going to go with Gymboree tomorrow. I'm not sure who we're going to have go with Fire and Shine. I think it's probably Tyler Angus, and then we're going to school Dancing by Myself. I believe Dancing by Myself. I think so. Definitely Admiral Dio, and one other horse also has to school. I can't think of who it is. Oh, Mountaineer Prince. So 3 to school, 5 now to qualify instead of 6. 5 to qualify, 3 to school. I'm off to the Meadows for Looks Like Money Mounts for All. We have horses racing at Mohawk throughout the week into the weekend, hoping for a good week, a good finish, a good kick to the end of the week here as we get past what do they call it? Hump Day, Wednesday evening. So not the finish we wanted at Northfield Park, not the finish we wanted at the end of the Meadows, but a pretty good day to start it off. So tomorrow's a new day. Lots going on tomorrow. A busy schedule. Morning, afternoon, and night. I will talk to you all very soon.